Okay, this one is another email, but I just wrote it down because I don't want to check and take time. The question was, he was looking through, profiles set around dating sites, and then they would say, he told me he noticed something like Filipinas would mention that they wanted to have a serious relationship. We don't want fake people. We want a good boy. And then, they're trying to have those kinds of lines in their profiles. But he said at the end, he found out that one of the girls that he was talking to actually has another person in her life. And yeah, and actually she was asking him to support her, but he found out that someone else was supporting her, of course through Facebook. He saw that one of her Facebook friends, I think she's not clever. Why would she keep both of them in one face? No, just kidding. But anyway, that's how he saw it. And then he's asking me, why would Filipina women write such things if they are actually gonna cheat or have someone else? So, I don't know. It's too loud, I'm sorry. But my answer is just, I think everyone at the internet site or anything like that I think at the beginning this Filipina really wanted to have a honest relationship, but then they sometimes also end up with foreigners who are not that honest, right? Or they got too overwhelmed with the attention that they get. Let's be frank. Some of the women who are at these dating sites are actually, sometimes Filipinos themselves don't like them. So, but they get a lot of attention from foreigners, so they really feel overwhelmed. And then some of them, my class record. And then some of them, they feel so like they feel not only overwhelmed, but they think that they can get away with what they are doing in regards to what they are putting on their profile. Maybe it's their real intention why they joined, but eventually changed because they got, as I've said, overwhelmed with the attention, money as well. And at the same time, they're trying to choose who's the best among them all. And also, I think these women, if I'm putting myself in their minds right now, at the end of the day, they also, after seeing many attention, or they saw that many foreigners are willing to give them money, they just try to take that advantage. And some of them see it from other profile and copy it. And some of them, they use it, of course we know some of them use it for scamming, so that's really sad. On why they put it right there, well, it's a way to first, of course, to attract people to talk to them, or to make their come on, it's the internet. You always have to be perfect. You can remove all your flaws in the internet. You can be a superstar if you want. So I think they're also using that advantage. Now, in your case, if you come across that profile, my advice is, just check on her. If you think she lied about one thing or two, let it go. There are a lot more profiles. Maybe the 10% genuine ones are really difficult to find, but I'm sure who knows, you'll be lucky to find that 10%. And another thing is, some of them are not, I'm not saying they're not real, but some of those profiles, they are working for someone. So the answers are like scripted. The profiles seem similar with other profiles. It's only because I think most of them, because he even showed me the conversation. One commenter showed me the conversation. It's like a call center script. So I said, I think that's a script. So I told him to leave it out. Anyway, whatever made them write that profile, I think it's up to you on how you would check if he or she is lying. And I think aside from your gut feeling and instinct, you can do research, as we have Google, we have, to be honest with you, I would tell you this, Filipinos are not that techy yet. So, we know how to use Facebook and other social media, but we are not that techy. If you're techy, or what I could ask you to do is, search for her name over Google. Log out of your Facebook, search for her name over Facebook, or any code name that she's using. And then when you go to Google, go to the pictures and you will see things. I think just like that. And then, okay. Another question is, do Filipinas like rich men? What types of men do they like? I don't really know. It really depends on the person. But in my own opinion, because I told you I opened my Facebook for a few minutes, and sorry, I'm laughing. I joined this group. It's about beauty tips, and then suddenly the Filipinas were talking about their problems with their husbands, like that. So if you're gonna tell me they wanted a rich person, I really don't think so, because most of them are not married to rich men. More or less with foreigners, or maybe some of them didn't have contacts with foreigners, or maybe some of them just didn't want foreigners. But you cannot assume that all of them wanted a foreigner, because majority of the Filipinos are still married to Filipinos, or maybe they didn't have contact. But they do have a belief that foreigners have more money. That's also a factor. So anyway, do Filipinas want only money? I cannot say only money, because the complaints that I saw are not about money. Usually they are about the intimacy, like, after I gave birth, he doesn't love me anymore, something like that. I was really laughing at it, because why doesn't she go on a diet? Just kidding. Or anyway, with those situations, I cannot really attest on what Filipino likes, but I would say that most of them, at first, I think all women, we would go to a stage that we wanted the handsome face, and then as we grow older, we wanted a different person, like a person with a job, stable job, or some would want a rich person. So it really depends on a person. But if you would ask me, I think the best thing that these people, we women, have to look for is a responsible person, because no matter how rich or how poor the person is, if that person knows his or her responsibility, not only as a partner, husband, a father, or whatever, things will go well, because he will find, or she will find a way to go through it, right? If he or she has a sense of responsibility. But if you're gonna ask me what Filipinos really like, usually we like white skin, especially women, even with our men, but some like darker skin. And at the same time, I think if we're gonna put a bracket, the younger generations, they would prefer handsome face. As they get older, they want someone with a good job. And as they get older, they would regret that good, actually not a good job. They just want someone with a job. Sometimes even without a job, it's okay for them, because they said they are being loved. Sometimes, but love doesn't feed them. So when they get older and they already got married, they have many babies, that's the time they're gonna say they want to marry an old person with many money, or they would say they would marry for money, something like that. It's too late though, because I guess some of them found out a little bit earlier, so they end up, even they have a baby, the person that they are choosing next are the men who are more responsible, who have a stable income, like that. But for the ones who still have a lot of choice and who can choose properly, or I mean the ones who still values face over those, you know, other things, they still tend to choose the one with the most handsome face, the one with a car but no money. It happens in the Philippines. I have a lot of coworkers before. They have cars but they always have no money. And then the cool looking, the singer or something like that. But if I'm gonna describe what Filipinas really like, maybe foreigners' perspective, they would say money, because most of them would just ask money, want money. I'll be honest, it's a big factor. But at the end of the day, regardless of how much money can buy them or how much happiness it can provide, these women are still women. They wanted to, you know, have you know, like a stable relationship. But yeah, money can be a big factor. It can be different stages. It can be at different time that they would realize that, or especially being responsible is being a factor. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry if I cannot really give you an information, because even if I want to speak for all of the Filipinas, all Filipinas have different type. They still like different types of men, different types of, you know, such things. Anyway, I'm sorry if not all of my topics for today are not all related to, you know, these things, to Filipinas or whatever. But maybe next week, because I still have many on my list, I'll be talking. And then keep your questions coming. There are some time that I won't be able to answer you through videos, but some of the ones who send me private messages, I'm trying to send you a private message so that at least I can answer some of your questions. So everyone, have a good day. Maybe next week I'll be talking about the government insurances where your family can apply to, or something, or such thing. Anyway, be safe, especially those in South Carolina, North, anywhere near there. And have a nice week, not weekend yet. And good luck with my diet. Thank you all. Thank you.